All right, what's going on, everyone? Welcome. This is week number 10 of your 7314 course, which is your reference sources and services course. As always, I am your professor, Dr. Jace K. Austin. And like I said, this is week 10. That is right, week number 10. I know it's hard to keep up with. We got a virus that we're competing with, and it is not... Well, I think we've seen better days. For one thing, for the next few weeks, you might see me with a hat on when I'm doing these videos because Dr. J's can't go to the barbershop, and neither can most of y'all. So as you can see, the virus is going to make us have to make a few changes. Now, I know it's weird to say that wearing a hat might be the change, but I will also say that I wore a hat once in a previous video in a previous class, and that showed up in my teaching evaluations. He wore a hat. He was unprofessional. So this is something that I'm going to explain just so that no one takes offense. The reason that I'm wearing this hat is because the barbershops are closed, and until the barbershops reopen, I might be wearing this hat. But it's got the best team in the NBA, Charlotte Hornets, on it. So, you know, it's not an offensive hat. It's just a sports hat. Anyhow, first, before I get into some of the bread and butter of the course, I do just want to say again, things are crazy out here, which you all already know, and because of that, people are being affected. People are being affected on their jobs. People are being affected in all facets of life. A lot of you probably, hopefully, are social distancing and taking the health concerns seriously. I want you all to graduate, and I want you all to be healthy and be, when you're ready to graduate, assuming that you're not graduating this semester, which I don't know if we'll have commencement or not, but if you're graduating in a future semester, I will say that I am hoping that 100% of you all march across that stage, and I am hoping that 100% of you all stay in good health. So please take care of yourselves. Please consider continuing the social distancing for as long as our government officials request that we do so. It's not going to be easy. People are having hard times focusing. I am sure that you all are having a hard time focusing on assignments. That is fine. You know, I'm having a hard time focusing on some things as well, but we just have to get through it, and we're going to get through it. I'm going to exercise patience with you all. I hope you all will be exercising patience with me as well. And yet, we are going to get through. So with that said, let's get into some of the nuts and bolts of this course. We are going to talk a few just course housekeeping things, and then after that, we are going to take a look at Libguides so that you all are better prepared for your Libguide assignment. Now, the first thing we need to do before we even get into the whole Libguide side of things is, prior to spring break, you all did have a check-in video from me, and it was an optional check-in video, but I really do hope you looked at it because it may help you contextualize this Wikipedia assignment that I have assigned you all. But that Wikipedia assignment is due on April 5th. And as you all are probably aware, April 5th is on this coming Sunday night. So that Wikipedia assignment is coming due very, very quickly. Hopefully, if you are kind of shut in and bored, then I would say that while you are on your social distancing stay-at-home orders, that you have put in the time to get that Wikipedia assignment done. While I will not be extending the due date for that or for anything else in the class, honestly, I will have some grace period stuff going on because, again, I know that people are having a hard time concentrating. So if I see your paper come in for your Wikipedia assignment, if I see that coming in on, I don't know, the Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday after next Sunday if I see it coming in next week. As long as it's coming in next week, you probably will be, well, I shouldn't even say probably, as long as I get it by the end of the week, next week, you'll be under a grace period because I know that you guys just can't concentrate like normal right now. So that's fine. So, you know, that is what it is, but still, I would appreciate it if you still turn the assignment in on time, if at all possible, because that way, you know, I can just kind of get going on grading as my schedule allows me to do so. And remember to pay close attention to APA style and formatting rules because I will be doing so. So there you go with that. And with that said, let's talk a little bit about some LibGuides. Now, first of all, I was able to get the LibGuide, logins for the most part going earlier today. So hopefully you all have received that email. You will need to check your Mizzou email. And quite frankly, you need to check your Mizzou email anyway, because we as employees of Mizzou as instructors are actually supposed to be contacting you through your Mizzou email, not through Gmail or private emails. So, you know, keep that in mind, but your login instructions should be coming for LibApps, which is where you'll make your LibGuides. And if you have not gotten yours, then, you know, reach out to me and we'll try to troubleshoot and figure out what's going on. Okay, now, first of all, let's take a look at what a LibGuide is, and we will go from there. All right, now, first of all, what we need to do is discuss just what a LibGuide is. And a LibGuide is basically, for those of you who don't know, is basically a pathfinder and basically a way to set up your patrons so that they see one just kind of one landing page with different options for other clickable tabs so that they can find resources on a particular subject as appropriate. So what I have pulled up here is actually one of my favorite LibGuides, and this is the LibGuide for primary sources at UC San Diego, and they've done a wonderful job with this. So this will explain what a LibGuide is to you, and that's where I want to start off. So a LibGuide has a home page or a landing page, and that's what we're looking at right now. And this is a LibGuide, again, for finding primary sources. And I really do want to reach out to Kelly Smith and let her know how great of a job she did with this. But as you can see, there are, first of all, on the landing page, we have various boxes that describe various sorts of sources and resources that you can use for finding information, in this case, information for your primary sources. So, and you know, it works pretty simply. If you see one that you like, you click it and you go. So that is pretty much how a LibGuide works. You start out with a landing page that might be more general, and then you can go to some more specific things. So like if you're looking for primary sources for business, you can click this business tab. You can look down and see what you're being offered here. And again, you can jump to the, well, not in that case, but all right, let's see if this one works. Boom. Okay. So you can just sort of jump to the pages you need. So they've got different tabs for business. Some of these tabs even have scroll down. So California tab, UC history, general collections, ethnic studies, and then they've broken it down into ethnicities, government and law, so forth and so on. Now, this isn't the most decorative LibGuide. This is a very good LibGuide because it has a lot of information sorted in a very logical way. But then also LibGuides a lot of times need to have aesthetic appeal. So one thing that I want you all to do is also look for LibGuides that look good and then incorporate some of those designs into what you are doing. So let's take a look at a LibGuide that looks good. All right, now I'm not actually going to call this one beautiful. I Googled around for a few minutes and then decided, hey, I'm doing more I'm doing the students' work for them. So, yeah, I am just going to show this really quick, even though this is not a quote-unquote beautiful LibGuide by any chance. One thing that I do want to point out is that when it comes to aesthetic appeal, yes, one thing that you might want to consider doing is having some form of image on your landing page, like is going on here. But there are ways to make this look better. I just didn't want to... I just didn't want to spend too much time looking for a LibGuide that actually did what I was trying to convey here. Anyway, now my Google is shut down, so let me get that back up. Pause. Okay, so I have so many tabs in Google that I kind of needed that I no longer have. So, but anyway, one thing that you can also do and you guys, by the way, I can't stress this enough. You guys are training to learn how to be librarians, and librarians are people who seek and search for information. So there is a discovery process involved in this, and much of the pieces of the discovery process are actually going to be on you, not on me. But one thing that you can do in the discovery process is when you are looking for ideas on how to craft your LibGuide exactly like you want to do it, what you can do is, and again, this is self-directed learning, that I'm going to just tell you some things that you can do in order to self-direct your learning. All you have to do actually is Google LibGuide best practices. Or LibGuides best practices, whatever floats your boat. But once you get on one of these, just look at some of these results and see what some of these recommendations are. And that is how you look at this, LibGuide design best practices and guidelines. And feel free, by the way, you can use, what you can't do is let other people do your work for you. That's not what you can do. However, when it comes to, let's say you're on this and you wanted to email this librarian, let's say that you're thinking to yourselves, man, she's got some really good information here. And so now what I want to do is contact her for further advice. Folks, that is perfectly fine. As long as she does not put together a LibGuide for you, that is not cheating. So you can get advice from librarians that you know. You can get advice from people on the internet. And yes, they can even check over your LibGuide and make suggestions before you turn it in. So you can use those resources that are available to you, and that is not cheating. But what you cannot do is have someone else do your LibGuide for you. Yes, that is cheating. And yes, if I find out, I'm going to bust your ass on it. However, I don't think that's going to be much of a problem. So we've got that. So yeah, part of this self-directed learning, I would recommend that you all just Google LibGuide best practices, or LibGuides, plural, best practices, and incorporate some of the ideas that you see. And then also just even looking for LibGuides, you can just Google LibGuides and see what shows up. So let's say I have business LibGuides, and so then you have business stuff, and you can just look and see what other people are doing and just kind of get a good idea for how LibGuides work and what you feel they should look like. So now that I've said all of that, what I am going to do is actually just get started on a LibGuide really quick. But what I'm going to do is going to be very basic. And so I am not expecting something this basic from you all. I am just showing you something to kind of get you started, just so you can kind of see it. But I am not expecting something this basic from you all at all. I want you all to put together something, because here's the thing. These LibGuides will exist even after you have graduated. So they'll exist until somebody cleans it out, and that's not very frequently. So what you're going to be able to do is actually apply for jobs and show your LibGuide as a deliverable. Show it as something that you did in library school in order to prepare for your eventual career as a librarian. So having said that, what we're going to do is I'm going to just put together something very crudely just so that you can see the process. But this is going to be something with like 1 or 2 boxes in it, and that's it. Okay, so and you're going to have to do something much more thorough, and what your LibGuide needs to include is in the assignment prompt. So if you got questions, I'm just expecting you all to look there. All right, pause. All right, so like I said, you're going to get those welcome emails because I have created your accounts for you. And like I said, if you don't get your welcome email in your Mizzou account by Wednesday, you need to reach out to me so that we can figure out what happened. More than likely, I just put in your email address wrong. That's usually what happens. It's hard to tell what some people's extensions are, if they're mail.missouri.edu or if they're just missouri.edu. And then some of you are actually affiliated with email addresses through UMSL or UMKC, and you weren't reassigned a Mizzou email address because you already had an email address affiliated with the system. So having said that, be checking your system email account because that's where the information is supposed to be going. If you haven't gotten anything by Wednesday, you need to contact me. I'm not exactly sure if your landing page for LibApps when you first log in is going to look like this. But if it does, then what you should do, I don't have access to how the regular accounts look because I have an administrative account, so I apologize for that. But what you're going to want to do, again, you're creating a LibGuide. So you're going to go to Libguides. A lot of stuff needs attention, and we'll get attention later. Create LibGuide. We will do a fresh start here. You all do fresh starts. And just for the fun of it, I'm going to do the Carolina Panthers LibGuide. And by the way, so another thing that I should probably let you all know is you can do whatever topic you have fun with. Just for the sake of CYA, covering my behind, I did in fact say in the instructions that you had to do something scholarly, but I'm not wedded to that. Please just do something that you're going to enjoy doing, that you can find the sources for. So, I mean, if you want to do a sports team, or if you want to do your hometown, or you want to do a musical artist you like, whatever, you know, have fun with this. Life is too short to not have fun, and especially right now, do a topic you enjoy. If you are not sure whether or not I'll accept your topic, just email me and I'll let you know. Anyway, I'm going to accept most of the topics as long as I think that there are an adequate number of sources associated with that topic. So, you know, if you want to do something on Michael Jackson, you'll find all the sources you need. But if you want to do something on, I don't know, some one-hit wonder, maybe not so much. Anyway, but Carolina Panthers, that's what I'm going to do. And just for a guide description, again, for the sake of time, I'm doing this very crudely. I'm going to try to keep this under 30 minutes. So for the guide description, I'm just going to put information on an NFL team based in North Carolina. Now, I'm going to expect you all to do something more creative, but that's what I'm doing. If you want to play around with these different types of guides, if you want to play around, I should say, with these types of purposes, feel free, but I'm going to leave this for general purpose. Now, this is important. In order for me to actually access your guide and review it and look over it, I need you to put it in the proper group. So, all of you should have access to a group called 7314 Spring 2020 Austin. If you do not have that, then you need to let me know. Now, another thing that I would prefer you all do is to not have a password. And even though I'm going to say this, I know several of you are going to create a password and password protect your LibGuide. Anyway, that's just how it goes. But things work a lot faster for me when I'm not emailing the students and asking them, okay, what's the password, so that I can look at your work. So if you can stand to not have a password, I would appreciate you not doing one. leave that as community and create the guide. So now we're creating. So now, first of all, let's say I want to put together a few tabs. So I've got a home tab, and then let's say that I wanted to actually let's see. You like that alliteration, don't you? Players past and present for the Panthers. Okay. Profile box. I'm going to leave all of that there. Save. So now I can toggle between a home tab and a players tab. And let's go back to the home tab. So let's say that I wanted to. Now, it would be a good idea for you all to add your pictures here. I'm not going to go digging for a picture right now, again, just for the sake of time. But you can edit this, and when you edit it, one thing that you can do is add contact information for librarian and add a picture, which I think is a very good thing to do. So let's see, you can add a top box, and I would say, yeah, I'm just gonna leave this regular for now. So the box name, I guess I could put Panthers overview, right? And then I can save, and I've got this, and so let's say I wanted to add some stadium information. What I could do, I think that there is actually a website for that stadium. Okay, well, it's actually on the Panthers homepage, but whatever. So I could take this, actually, and let's say that I wanted to add a box. We'll add a link, I should say, I'm sorry. So what I can do is I can come here, add link name, stadium information, link URL there. Use proxy, no, at this time we don't need to do so. Add a little bit of description, so the Panthers play in Bank of America Stadium, formerly Ericsson Stadium in Charlotte, North Carolina. And then if you want to add more info, then you can do that as well. So I don't remember the capacity, but let's say for more info, Bank of America Stadium has a capacity of 60,000 people. The venue is also used for concerts and will be the home of Charlotte's new Major League Soccer team. Okay. And then if you want to, again, these are just design issues and it's up to you, your preference, but you can totally do hovers if you want. I'm not going to do the hover stuff now, but trust me, please feel free. So I put that there, and then what happens is this becomes a link. And I can, that's not what we wanted to happen. There we go. And so now I would also recommend doing pop-outs if at all possible. So there's that. And then let's say that I'm going to do, actually, let me go back to players here. And let's say that I am going to add a box here for, say I'm going to add 2 boxes actually. So this box will be called current players. and then we can add past players. And let's, hell, have a third box. Hall of Fame players. Okay. So we've got this. And then let's say that we wanted to add our appropriate books, magazines, and other things into this. So let's first think of a current player. Now, one current player for the Carolina Panthers is Teddy Bridgewater. I am actually going to pause this and see if I can find any sort of book or anything, like an online book or something, for a current player. So I'm going to pause this and be back. Okay, so this is going to be a little bit of a stretch, and I want y'all to find better sources. Again, I'm doing this very quickly for demonstration purposes, but I'm expecting you all to improve on what I'm doing. But, Lord, this is a huge stretch, but Reggie White actually did play for the Carolina Panthers briefly. So we found him in one of these, and we are going to go with that. So I'm going to go back over to my Libguide here, and he was a past player. He's actually deceased now. But let's do book from catalog, because even if you have an ebook, it is a book from the catalog. And for a past player, we're going to have Reggie White. What I'm going to do is grab my ISBN here, and let's hope that it auto-populates. So let's see. ISBN, get book info, boom, got it. Okay, then there are still some things that you're going to want to do. You may want to use the proxies, and let me see if I can get a permanent link. Got one here. Copy link location. URL. Let me see if I've also got call number information. I should have it, but if it's an ebook, I may not. Okay. Call number information in this case isn't popping up at me, and again, just for the sake of time, I'm just going to move on. But get your call numbers when appropriate, and you should always have them for physical books. With ebooks, maybe, maybe not. But got that. And again, if you want to do the hovers, you can. Also, if you want to make descriptions shorter, you can, because this is absolutely nuts. I'm just going to put as a description, features former Carolina Panthers player Reggie White. Or maybe I should say features a chapter on former Reggie White, period. Position, and because there's only one thing in the box, that's why it's going to be on the top of the box. Okay. And then boom, you got that there. And actually, Reggie White, I think, is in the Hall of Fame. So theoretically, he should be there. I'm obviously not on my game. Again, I'm having trouble concentrating. And I'm going to add, so what I'm going to do over here in current players, I'm actually going to go into the databases, and I'm going to grab some things. I'm going to pause for a second, be right back. Okay, I'm actually going to show you all what I'm doing here. So we're going to go well over 30 minutes, and I apologize, but you all can break this up. So I want you all to see what I'm about to do here. Our current quarterback with the Carolina Panthers is Teddy Bridgewater, and he actually has a subject term associated with him, which I didn't realize in Academic Search Premier, so that's cool. So what we can do then, we are actually going to, let's use two of these. So we've got two things that are about Teddy Bridgewater here, and we can make them both current player things. So what we would do is we would actually not use the you're not going to be looking at this with, even if you find something in the databases. Again, I found these things in Academic Search Premier. You're not going to use the database thing here. Generally, you are still going to use link. You can also do document file. I'm going to use the links because I have access to proxies. One moment. All right, so now if you're doing links, again, you want to do permalinks. So what you would do is come over, when you select a source, find the permalink, copy and paste the permalink. So we're going to copy, we're actually going to put that there. Again, use proxy, window target. I prefer opening in new windows if possible. The link name, I'm just going to borrow theirs. Well, I don't want to do that because it's all caps. Now I'm just being picky, but leading off. Okay. And let's see if they have a small description that I can just plug in there. Yeah. Well, we're just going to plug this in. Usually you're going to look for an abstract there, okay? And I'm just going to plug this in. And I should only have one place that I can do it right now, which is top of the box. Hit save. Boom, you got that. Now, and then again, now it should request a login, but theoretically, once you click that link, you should be there. Okay, and then I'm going to do a second one. So I'm going to do this link again, and we're going to put another Teddy Bridgewater article in there. Teddy football. Okay. And it looks like we do have some semblance of an abstract here. I'm not even going to... I'm just going to yank these first two sentences because, again, in the LibGuide, you don't want your descriptions to be too long. So, oh, well, I did that a little out of order, but that's okay. I'll put that description there. But I do want my permalink for my URL. I'll grab that there, put that there, boom, boom, boom. And let's see. Then, again, because it's all caps, I'm not just going to copy and paste, but Teddy football. And then, as you can see, because we've already got something in this box, you have the top of the box after leading off or bottom of the box options. Now, when you only have two things, bottom of the box or after leading off would be pretty much the same thing. But if you were going to add a third thing, then if you put this in after leading off, then what that will do is your third thing would then be positioned under leading off and under Teddy football, if that makes sense. Whereas if you put it on the bottom of the page, if you add something, this will default as bottom of the page until you change it. Okay, I hope that makes sense. I hit save. Now I've got those two things there, and both of them should be pop out articles. If you need to edit, because I don't think I did the proxy, no I didn't, and also open a new window. So if you want to edit to keep things consistent, I recommend doing so. And then, once again, you are taken to an outside link. Okay? And then what happens, you will, once you are done, you can publish your guide, but feel free to preview your guide first. And even after you publish it, you can still make alterations. But this is how things look right now. So it is actually defaulting on the players page for some reason, whatever. We want that thing though to use the home page as the landing page. This is very crude, folks. So this was just me walking you through how the process looks, but this is by no means what I want your final product to look like. So let me make that clear. I want your final product to be something that looks good. Looks good, is interesting, has some great information in it. And again, so I just recorded that to get you started, but I don't want you to limit yourself to doing something like what I just did. No way. Do something that you would be proud of and that you would be willing to show a future employer. Okay. And so after that, so I'm looking at my preview, and now I can change status and share. To published, saved, and there we go. And so now this URL here, anyone can type that in to a URL and look at what I did. So change that to this tab here, and there it is. Okay, so that's how Libguides work. But like I said, I told you to Google best practices. I told you a few other things that you could look for. Look at a few Libguides, look at best practices, and just try to put the best thing together that you can possibly think of putting together. I know I just took almost 40 minutes, but I figured you all could probably use that. You can always beat me up, as always, and then also you can break this up, so I will mention that in the course announcement. So that is pretty much it. We're at 40 minutes, so we don't want to go over 40 minutes, but hopefully this will get you all started. I am an email away, austinj@missouri.edu, anytime, any place, any town. And also, if you have questions about any other assignments, again, please just email me. And then even if you just need some sort of correspondence, just say hi, because I know that we are in very trying times. So you can email me and say hi, and I will respond back. Okay. Take care of yourselves, protect yourselves, take care of your families, and protect your families. And we're going to get through this. All right. Love you all. I'm Dr. Jace, and I hope that soon we get to a better place.